Yeah, students, we are back again in touch. So I had given you an activity in the previous video to check whether your skin or your touch is reliable or not. So I'm expecting the answers and your observations, your opinions about that at the earliest. And also, before we proceed further, I have another question to you guys. Don't start cursing me that, sir, you're putting across a lot of questions to us on the first day itself. This is how I conduct classes because I want the classes to be interactive. I just want to know whether you are with me or not. Okay. So the question is very simple. I know, I understand it. All of you know the answer to this question. How many alphabets are there in English language? The question is, how many alphabets are there in English language? This is my question. So, proceeding further, now that we know the hotness, the object is either hot or cold. That is how we judge whether the heat energy is present in the object or not. And now that we know there is some kind of degree of hotness or coldness in the object, we are exposed to a word, scientific word called temperature. What is temperature? Temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness. After conducting the activity which I had given to you in the earlier video, you will understand that the skin cannot act as a reliable source for measuring the temperature. So that is why there is a device called thermometer. The thermometer will help us in measuring the temperature. So there are different kinds of thermometer which you see on the screen. We'll discuss about each type of thermometer a little later. And when we speak about types of thermometer, there are two types of thermometer. And the first one is a clinical thermometer. The second one is laboratory thermometer, which we will discuss little later. So when I speak about clinical thermometer, the name itself says that the thermometer is used in clinic. Why do we use this thermometer in clinic? To measure the temperature of the human body. When we say the temperature of human body, the human body temperature ranges between 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. It is neither more than 42 degrees Celsius. It never goes up beyond 42 degrees Celsius. And it never goes down below 35 degrees Celsius. And the average temperature of the human body is 37 degrees Celsius. So if we are clear with that, the range of temperature that is to be measured by clinical thermometer is 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. And again, if you see in the diagram, you also see that there are other numbers like 94, 95, 90, 94, 6, 8, 100, and 102, 104, 106, and 108. And it says degree Fahrenheit, correct? So to explain this in a more clear manner, I will take an example of measurement of length. In our scale, the 15 centimeter scale itself, there are two different measurements of temperature given. Two different scales of measurement is given with respect to distance. One is centimeter, so 15 centimeters are there in the small scale, and in the big scale, it is around 30 centimeters. And the other side of the scale, if it is flipped, there is the measurement of distance is scaled in inches. So a small scale has 6 inches, and a big scale or the long scale has 12 inches, if I'm not wrong. Right. So inches and centimeter are two different scales of measurement of distance. Similarly, temperature is also measured in two different scales. One is degree Celsius and the other one is degree Fahrenheit. In India, we always measure the human body temperature in terms of degree Celsius. Earlier, it was measured in degree Fahrenheit, but people like us, they started telling, I have 98-degree fever, I have 100-degree fever. 100, if the fever is 100 degrees Celsius, then you do not exist at all. The body does not exist. We will be boiling like water. All the fluids in our body will start boiling like water. So to avoid such confusions, it was made mandatory that the measurement of human body temperature will be only in degrees Celsius, and it will be written along with the units. For example, if my body temperature is 37 degrees, then I will write it as 37 degrees Celsius only, not as 37 degrees only. That degree Celsius, the unit is must when I'm writing the temperature. Okay, looking at the diagram or looking at the picture, we come to know that the clinical thermometer has a long and narrow uniform tube, a glass tube, inside which there is a black colored material. That black colored material is mercury. Mercury is the liquid metal. It is liquid at room temperature. So that is why mercury is used in clinical thermometers. So when it is very sensitive to temperature. So when the temperature is increased or decreased by small quantities, also this mercury level will raise inside the glass tube, which will indicate the temperature of the human body. So here on the right side, you see an enlarged picture of the same thermometer. The divisions between 36 and 37 degrees Celsius are shown here clearly, and there is a black line in the middle. That black line is the mercury inside the thermometer. So when we are using thermometers, we should take care of certain things. We should have certain precautionary measures. So these are the precautionary measures while using the thermometer. So thermometer should be washed well and it should be sterilized. Maybe we can use the sanitizers to clean the thermometer because it is an antiseptic solution. And we should ensure that before measuring the mercury level, before measuring the temperature, the mercury level is below 35 degrees Celsius. Because if the thermometer has read some temperature, so maybe room temperature also, and it will not show an accurate value. So what we do is we always whip the thermometer like this, like how we whip our pens if it is not writing, no? So that the ink will come down. That way we're going to whip the thermometer also, so that the mercury level will go below 35 degrees Celsius before measuring. And the thermometer reading is taken by keeping the mercury level at the line of sight of our eye. It should be kept straight to our eye. Like for example, if in this pen the level of the ink is indicating the mercury level in the thermometer, then I should hold it like this, and in the middle I should not hold the bulb, which is a D tip. So here you see a bulb like this, a tip like this. So this bulb should not be held while reading the temperature. We should hold it in the middle. So that is one of the precautionary measures which we should take care of. And don't handle the thermometer very carelessly, because it is a costly device and then it is made up of glass. There are chances of getting damaged. It will get damaged very easily, right? So this is all about clinical thermometer. So in the next class, definitely we will learn more about mercury thermometer. I am expecting you to complete the activity and submit your observations as soon as possible.